Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaurvani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschati Deshatarane Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna. So we are studying from Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat, Antya Khanda chapter 1, text 177 onwards. I hope everyone has the book. So this is Chaitanya Bhagavat Antya Khanda, volume 1, chapter 1, text 177 onwards. Okay. एषव आख्यान जत नवद्वीपवासी शुनिलेन गौरचंद्र हैल सन्यासी. The residents of Navadvip soon heard Gaurachandra has taken sannyas. So we'll read one verse at a time and then try to discuss a bit. So this verse is quite deep, that the residents of Navadvip have heard that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has taken sannyas. Shunilena Gaurachandra Haila Shunyasi. Actually, the Lord is beyond Varna and Ashram. It's not that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he comes, of course, he appears in a Dvija Kula, he appears in the family of Brahmanas, and you see Sri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan, he appears in the family of Gopa. Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. But that doesn't mean Krishna is a Vaishya or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a Brahmana, and same with sannyas or grihastha, etc. But yadyad acharati srishtastat evetaro jana. To set proper example in society, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has taken sannyas. And this is a very broad topic, detailed topic, but it is the mood of separation. The Navadvip Vasis, Shachi Mata, Vishnupriya Devi, Advaita Prabhu, Shantipur, and so many wonderful Vaishnavas, Gadadhar Pandit, Swarup Damodar Goswami, and so many great Vaishnavas. They're all feeling so much separation from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He appeared in Navadvip. He appeared on the banks of Ganga. Daru Brahma Samipastha Sannyasi Gaura Vigraha. But he gave up. Bhavishyami Shachi Suta. Appearing as the son of Shachi Mata, he gave up Navadvip and took sannyas. Tyaktva Sudustyaja Sureb Sitarajya Lakshmi. Dharmishtha Arya Vachasa Yadagad Aranyam Maya Mrigam Dayitayepsitamanvadhavat Vande Mahapurushate Charanaravindam. In the 11th canto of Bhagavatam, this verse has been chanted in the conversation between Karabhajana Muni and Nimi Maharaj. And it says, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur comments that this verse glorifies Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu, that Tyaktva, he gave up Navadvip, which was the high seat of learning. Navadvip was the high seat of Navyanyaya. It was the high seat of Vyakaranam. It is the high seat of Pandityam. Navadvip was the high seat of even devotion with Srivas Thakur, and of course Nimai Vishwambhar, Srinivasa Ishwara Bhakta Samuha Chitta Chora, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu doing kirtan all day and night in Navadvip. It was the best place possible. The mother is the best, the wife is the best, Shachi Mata is the best mother, Vishnu Priya Devi is the best possible wife, Navadvip is the best possible place to be in. But what did Mahaprabhu do? Tyaktva, he gave it up. Sudustyaja Sura Ipsita Rajya Lakshmi. That Rajya Lakshmi, that opulence which even the Devatas would hanker for, which is so difficult to give up, that was given up. That was given up by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You see, in all incarnations, Krishna gives up. Ramachandra gave up Ayodhya, and Vanangata, he went into the forest. Sri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan also gave up. As soon as he was born in the city of Mathura as Devaki Nandan in the prison house, he gave it up. And Yadagad Aranyam, he went into the forest of Vrindavan. And then he gave up that forest to go back to Mathura, and then gave up that Mathura to go to Dwarka. So you see a lot of giving up, renunciation, vairagyam. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also, Tyaktva Sudustya Jasurepsita Rajya Lakshmi. And Dharmishtha, why did he give up Navadvip? Why did he take sannyas? Dharmishtha, because he was dipped in prema dharma. He was dipped in spreading yuga dharma, Harinam Sankirtan. If Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was living in Navadvip as a grihastha, he felt that he wouldn't be able to be preaching fully and spreading prema dharma. Sthavara Jangama Dekhena Dekhya Taramurti. He went to such an extent that he was flooding the whole world with Krishna Prem. Seeing Jagannath in Ja Netra Pade Taha Kare Darshan. He was seeing Krishna in all directions. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was flooding the whole world chanting the holy name. In Jharikhanda forest, even animals were chanting and embracing. Tiger and deer were embracing and kissing each other, chanting Krishna's names. Overcoming all physical, external duality. The animals and the birds and the trees and creepers were wrapped around chanting Krishna's name with honey dripping through their eyes in the form of the sap dripping through the trunk. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made the whole world dance. Vishwam Gaura Rasemagnam. The whole world was drowning in Krishna Prem. E dware achandale kirtan sanchare naam prem mala ganthi podila shanshare. Mahaprabhu made a garland of the holy name and he was garlanding the whole world. And all of that happened because he stepped out of Navadvip. You can always see, even in our life, growth always takes place when you step out of your comfort zone. Even Srila Prabhupada taught us. Life will be simple at Radha Damodar, but more contributions to the world when you step out of your comfort zone. And same with all of us. It may be easier to just lay down on a couch and go to sleep. But when you step out of your comfort zone and you perform sadhana, even academically, when you study, you take up responsibility, that's where the growth is, right? So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, ultimately to spread prema dharma, the love of Radha and Krishna in Vrindavan, dharmishtha, arya vachasa. Externally, there was a curse on Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by a Brahmana. According to Sri Chaitanya Charit Mahakavya, Murari Gupta's Karcha also, it is described that the Brahmana who could not enter Srivas Angan and who was not able to dance with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he pronounced a curse. And as a result, the curse was, he said, my curse is, may you not have any pleasure in anything material. And Mahaprabhu jumped in joy. He said, this is the greatest blessing, so that I have no taste in this world. I have no ruchi for any vishaya. So, Yadagadharanya, Mahaprabhu took sannyas and went to Jagannath Puri. And there, Mayamrigam Dayita Yepsitam Anvadhavat. Multiple meanings can be deciphered out of this. But in simple words, covered under the spell of Yoga Maya in the mood of Radharani, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Dayita, he was running behind Jagannath, who was in the mood of Krishna. Anvadhavat, he was running. Or those like us who are covered by the spell of Mahamaya, Maya Mrigam, we are animals covered by Maya. Animalistic Dvipada Pashu, two-legged animals covered by Mahamaya. To save all of us, to Daita, to offer daya, to have compassion on all of us. Anvadhavat, he ran in this world to Jagannath Puri, spread kirtan. Vande Mahapurushate, to that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I bow down. So wonderful, so wonderful. And ultimately, we can see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna in the mood of Radharani. And Krishna wanted, according to Srila Gaur Govinda Maharaj, Krishna wanted to reciprocate to the love of the Brajbasis. The Brajbasis have loved Krishna so much, qualitatively and quantitatively, that Krishna could not reciprocate to them. In the Gita, Krishna said, yes, I will reciprocate. Ye yatha mam prapadyante. You give me a flower, I'll give you a flower. You give me a bouquet, I'll give you a bouquet. But how can he reciprocate to the love of Nanda and Yashoda? How can he reciprocate? How could he reciprocate? to the love of Yashoda Rani, who's singing sweet bedtime stories and poems and different verses to Krishna, Braj Bhasha verses to Krishna. How could he reciprocate to Nanda Baba, who's bathing him, who's teaching him? Nanda Baba would teach Krishna so many ethics as a king in the future, because he's going to be the next king of Braj. How is it possible? In Braj Bhasha, there is a very beautiful poetry where Krishna, after he left Vrindavan and he came to Mathura, he's speaking to Uddhav. Krishna is speaking to Uddhav and sharing his heart, his pain. Hey Uddhav, only if I tell you how much the Brajbasis did for me. Unfortunately, I'm not able to express, he said. He says, when I think of Nanda and Yashoda, they thought of me as their child. Although now people offer respect to me, and I am the leader here in Mathura, to be in Dwaraka, the Lord of the whole world. But for Nanda and Yashoda, I was their sweetheart little child. They embraced me on their lap. They bathed me with their tears, oh Uddhav. My mother would very lovingly churn and feed me freshly formed butter and yogurt. And she would give me sweets. She would wake me up with sweets. In fact, their love was like, if you see in Rasgulla, you have the gulla dipped in the ras. So their love was the ras, and I was the gulla, completely dipped in Vrindavan. And what to speak of my friends, O Uddhav? They only wanted my joy. They would lose to me so that I win. And sometimes I would lose to them so that they become happy. How can I explain to you, Uddhav, the friendship I had in Vrindavan? And then when I think of the gopis of Vrindavan, he said, Krishna is saying, when I look at the full moon, it reminds me of the spotless face of Srimati Radharani. When I see the eyes of the deer in the forest of Braj, that would remind me of the eyes, Mrigakshi, Mriganayani, the eyes of Srimati Radharani. Hey Uddhav, Vrindavan is full of so many wonderful memories. On the banks of Yamuna, I would frolic with my friends with cows and calves. If you see the banks of Yamuna, how potent. Brahma Vimohan Līlā took place there. The boat festival pastimes took place there. The swing festival pastimes took place there. The rasa Līlā took place there. Therefore, Krishna is Yamuna Tiravanachari. He frolics on the banks of the Yamuna. Hey Uddhav, the quarrels that I have had with my friends, Gopas, and with the gopis headed by Radha on the banks of the Yamuna, all those things which we fought about is making me weep today. All those things that we joked about is making me weep today. Uddhav, how can I tell you what Vrindavan means to me? The joy of the Brajbasis is the only joy in my life. Uddhav, how can I tell you? When people call me Jagdish, when they call me Jagannath, when they call me Vishwapati, it is not as sweet to my ears as Nandanandan. Hey Uddhav, when people feed me with big golden plates, it doesn't satisfy me. When there are so many thousands of preparation on my golden plate here, it doesn't satisfy me. Like the butter that the motherly gopis would churn and feed with their own palms into my mouth. Hey Uddhav, the opulent palaces here of Mathura, it doesn't satisfy me like the beautiful trees of Vrindavan. Hey Uddhav, how can I tell you what Vrindavan is to me? Therefore, O Uddhav, please go to Vrindavan on my behalf. Krishna tells Uddhav, Hey Uddhav, Nanda and Yashoda have dipped me in the ocean of their love. More loving devotional reciprocations. They used to keep me on their lap. They would bathe me. They would embrace me. They would caress me. Nanda Yashoda would kiss me. Hey Uddhav, how can I tell you what it meant to me? Kahe Ratnakar Sudhakar Prabhaso Madi Manju Mrga Nayanan ki Guna Gana Gavati. He says, when I see the deer, it reminds me of Radharani. When I see the dark sky, it reminds me of Radharani. When I see the full moon, it reminds me of Radharani. And Jamuna Kacharniki, रास रंग रार निकी, विपिन बिहार निकी, हौसु हुम सावती. Hey Uddhav, the banks of Yamuna are flooding me with every wave that hits the bank of the Yamuna. It floods my heart with so many memories of so many wonderful talks I've had with the Gopas and the Gopis. Hey Uddhav, Sudhi Braj Basin ki, Divaya Sukh Rasin ki, Uddho Nit Hamko Bulavan ko Avati. Hey Uddhav, this memory that comes to my heart, वृंदावन की जो याद आती है मुझे, जो चिंतन होता है, मानो एक एक विचार ब्रजवासियों ने भेजा वहां से, ताकि तुम जाओ कन्हैया के हृदय में, कान्हा के मन में विचार बनकर उनको धर कर खींच लाओ वृंदावन. सुधी ब्रजवासिनी की दिव्या सुख रासिनी की. द हार्ट ऑफ द ब्रजवासीज, द जॉय ऑफ द ब्रजवासीज इज द जॉय ऑफ माई हार्ट. एंड एवरी डे उद्धव, एज आई रिमेंबर देम, these thoughts come from Vrindavan, sent by them only like hooks to hold on to me and pull me day by day, step by step from Mathura into the groves of Vrindavan. Hey Uddhav, I am not able to go. You please go on my behalf. Uddhav Sandesh is breathtaking. I remember when my Guru Maharaj many years ago, he used to give classes many times even in Bihar. There were dacoits in that area who would come with loaded guns, even in the Hari Katha. And one such occasion they came and they said that everybody should surrender whatever wealth they had. And they came to Guru Maharaj, and Guru Maharaj said, "Baithiye, hum apna dhan hi baat rahe hain, baithiye." I am distributing the only treasure that I have, which is Srimad Bhagavatam. Please sit. And then after a few days, one of those dacoits, he gave up the gun and started chanting Hare Krishna. And when he was talking to Guru Maharaj, he said, "Maharaj ji, आपसे एक ही विनती है, आप जो सुनाना चाहो सुनाइए, उद्धव संदेश मत सुना दीजिए." हृदय द्रवीभूत होता है. He said, "I have been an atheist for a long time. You please help me. Don't speak Uddhav Sandesh. Don't speak the trip of Uddhava from Mathura to Vrindavan, because it melts my heart with devotion for Krishna. Please, I want to be an atheist. Please help me." So when Krishna in Mathura and in Dwarka feels so much separation, he still considers his separation to be insignificant compared to the separation that the Brajbasis had for him. That is a different realm of reality in itself. Sri Rupa Goswami Pad has written, "Labdha bhramena harata harisharvarisham, vinyasyata cha viraha klamakala kutam, ha gandhini tanuja mandara bhudharena." He says, "Oh, so wonderful is this Līlā." Brinda Devi is speaking. Through Rupa Goswami is writing, Brinda Devi is speaking, that Vikshobhita prutula gokula sagaroyam. Brinda Devi is saying, so wonderful what is happening. In sarcasm, she's saying, because Akrura has taken Krishna on the chariot, about to pull Krishna out of Vrindavan, and Brinda Devi in Unmad, in madness, in separation from Krishna, seeing that Krishna is leaving Vrindavan, she says, "What is happening? Amazing! Look what is happening in Vrindavan. The milk ocean called Braj Bhumi." 8th canto Bhagavatam, Samudra Manthan Līlā. Brinda Devi is saying, the milk ocean, the Dugdha Sagar called Vrindavan, is being churned by two camps. On one side is Kamsa. On the other side are the senior old Brajbasis. Because Brinda Devi had a big problem that Kamsa has sent Akrura to pull Krishna out. But the older Brajbasis should have stopped Krishna from leaving. They should have said, "No, hey Akrur, we can't let Krishna go." But the older Brajbasis were saying, yes, Krishna should have some field trip. He should have some experience in life. He's been sitting in the village for quite some time. If he goes to the city of Mathura, जैसे हम नहीं कहते बाहर जाओ, बड़े लोगों से उठना बैठना होगा, है ना, जैसे कहते हैं. So like that, the Brajbasis were thinking, oh, if Krishna goes for the Dhanur Yajna, he will have a good experience. It will protect him. He will meet a lot of people. He will see how lifestyle is outside Vrindavan. And it is only a matter of 2 days. He will go and come back. So Brinda Devi is saying, look how amazing. On one side, the Asuras are churning this milk ocean called Vrindavan in the form of Kamsa. And on the other side, the Devatas in the form of the older citizens of Brindavan, Purnamasi Devi and Nanda Baba and Yamuna, they're all agreeing to this. What is happening? They're all quiet. So they're the Devatas. And Kamsa is the Asura. And they have thrown in a Mandara mountain in the form of Akrura in the middle of the milk ocean called Brindavan. This is Rupa Goswami. He's seeing 10th canto in 8th canto. He says, Akrura called the Mandarachala mountain. Mandara Bhudharena. Bhudhara is mountain. So Mandara Bhudharena, in the form of a Mandara mountain, Akrura. Gandhini Tanuja Mandara Bhudharena. Gandhini Tanuja is Akrura. Akrura has been put in as the mountain in the milk ocean of Brindavan, being churned on both ends. And what is happening? When you churn the milk ocean, what came out? Moon came out. I'm seeing different screens and everyone's trying to say different things. Moon came out. Most were saying poison came out. Yes, certainly. But moon also came out. Sri Rupa Goswami Pad is saying, when the mountain, Mandara mountain of Akrura was put in the milk ocean of Vrindavan and churned on both ends, the moon called Krishna Chandra came out. He came out of the milk ocean, which means Krishna was taken out of Vrindavan. The full moon, Akalanka Krishna Chandra Dila Darshan. Krishna was being pulled out of this milk ocean called Vrindavan. And then as a result, what happened? Poison spread in this milk ocean. The poison of Kalakuta, separation from him. Rupa Goswami says, alas, alas, alas. Even Lord Shiva, as Gopeshwar Mahadev, is affected by this poison. Alas, who can drink this poison of separation from Krishna? So amazing. So when Krishna left Vrindavan, drowning the Brajbasis in the poison of separation, and he was also burning in the fire of separation, then Krishna thought there should be a part 2 to this whole story, where the same emotion is flipped over, and I will become the Brajbasi, and I will feel separation from Krishna, and that is Gaura Avatar. This is Gaura Avatar. Sometimes people have faith in Krishna, but they don't have faith in Mahaprabhu. They'll have faith in Radha and Krishna, but they'll not have faith in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu being Radha Krishna. They'll have faith that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a sadhu. They'll have faith in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu being a devotee, but they will not have faith that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna. This is very easy to understand, that Krishna is Rasaraj. He is Akhila Rasamrita Murtihi, right? Akhila Rasamrita Murtihi. He's the abode of all the rasas. And if he's Rasaraj, then he should taste both sides of rasa. Rasaraj means king of all rasas, king of all tastes. If somebody is the king, he will have everything on his plate. He can have sweets, he can have something salty, he can have something spicy, all kinds of taste. Rasa, rason ke samuh ko ras kehte hain. Krishna is Akhila Rasamrita Murti, therefore he alone can do Rasa Līlā. Because rasa is rasanam samuha. The combination, the cumulative collection of all rasas is called rasa. It's not simply singing and dancing. It is emotions that are involved in there. So because Krishna is Akhila Rasamrita Murti, there are 2 types of rasa. There is Vishaya Jatiya Rasa and Ashraya Jatiya Rasa. This is all explained by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur in Jaiva Dharma. That out of rasa, there are 2 types. Just like any topic you take, for example, if it's shooting arrows, you go to you're practicing archery with bow and arrow, then you have arrow, but then you also have a target, right? You also, if you have a dart board, then you have those darts, and then you have the dart board as well. So you have both sides. So similarly, you have a devotee side, and you have the Lord side, you have the lover side, you have the beloved side. So the source is called Vishaya. He's the source. And Ashraya is the devotee. So, for example, if you take the example of ant and sugar, sugar is the Vishay, it's the object, and ant is the Ashray, which is tasting it, right? So, if Krishna is Rasaraj, he should have access to both. He should have access to Vishaya Jatiya Rasa, the taste of being the Lord, which he gets in Ram Avatar, in Nrsimha Avatar, in Krishna Avatar, in Matsya Avatar. But he should also have access to Ashraya Jatiya Rasa, becoming the ant to taste the sugar, becoming the arrow to hit the target, right? Which means becoming a devotee to get devoted to the object. So because he's Rasaraj, he has access to the whole thing. He's the king of all rasas. If you say he's Rasaraj, yes, he's the king of all rasas, but he can only be God. He cannot be a devotee having devotion to God. Then he's only 50% Rasaraj. You're only giving him access to being Vishay, but you're not letting him be Ashray. Right? Right? So when God is Rasaraj, he is the abode of all rasas, then he has access to 360 degrees, which means in all incarnations he's God. But that God also should have access to become Ashray and taste Ashraya Jatiya Rasa. I'll repeat this. There are two aspects. One is the target, or let's say, even while teaching, there's a teacher, there's a student, right? There's a sugar cube, there's an ant. There's a target, there's a bow and arrow, which is being the arrow which is shot through the bow. So there are two sides to the story, two sides of the coin. So one is called Vishay, one is called Ashray. So God is being Vishay, and the joy he tastes out of that is called Vishaya Jatiya Rasa. And the joy that the devotees taste is Ashraya Jatiya Rasa. So two sides. So we are not Rasaraj. Therefore, we have access only to 50% of being devotee. We can be God and feel how it feels when devotees worship us. We don't have access to that. But if God is Rasaraj, he's 100% accessible, he has accessibility to Rasa, then he should have Vishaya Jatiya Rasa and Ashraya Jatiya Rasa completely, then he's 100% Rasaraj. And in all Leelas, he has Vishaya Jatiya Rasa. And in Gaura Līlā, he has open access to Ashraya Jatiya Rasa. So it is Gaura Līlā which makes God Rasaraj. This is the Līlā which makes him complete. So in Braja, when Krishna leaves Vrindavan and burns himself in separation and the Brajbasis in separation, now in Ashraya Jatiya Rasa Līlā of Gaura Līlā, he comes as Caitanya Mahaprabhu and tasting the mood of Radharani, just like the gopis left their home searching for Krishna in the middle of the night. Krishna himself leaves his home and takes sannyas, searching for Jagannath or Krishna himself. So this is the purport to the first verse we have read. I'll read this again. Eshava akhyana jata navadipa vashi, shuni lena gaura chandra haila sannyasi. Sorry, I have so many verses to cover, but what to do? Each verse is so sweet. I took some time. Okay, let's continue. We'll read a few verses now and then we'll discuss them. 178. Shuniya adbhuta naam Shri Krishna Caitanya Sarvaloka Hari Boli Bole Dhanya Dhanya Phuliya Nagare Prabhu Achena Shuniya Dekhite Chalilo Shabho Loka Harshaiya. When they heard his wonderful name, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, they all chanted the name of Hari and glorified him. When everyone heard that the Lord was in Phuliya, they joyfully went to see him. Kiba Briddha, Kiba Shishu, Ki Purusha Nari, Anande Chalilo Shabe Bole Hari Hari. Old people, children, men and women, all happily departed for Phuliya while chanting the name of Hari. পূর্বে যে পাষণ্ডী সব করিল নিন্দন তারা ও সপরি করে করিল গমন গূঢ় রূপে নবদ্বীপে লভিলেন জন্ম ন ভুজিয়া নিন্দা করিলয় তাই ধর্ম এবেলাই গিয়া তার চরণে শরণ তবে সব অপরাধ হইবে খণ্ডন. Even the atheists who previously blasphemed the Lord went with their families to see the Lord. Realizing that the Lord had secretly taken birth in Navadvip, they thought, without understanding, we have blasphemed his activities. Now, if we go and take shelter at his lotus feet, our offenses will be counteracted. Now, let's discuss up to this point. So, everyone in Navadvip heard that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was given the sannyas name Sri Krishna Chaitanya. And Sarva Loka Hari Boli Bale Dhanya Dhanya. They all glorified Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and chanted the holy name and glorified him. Very beautiful name, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Sri is an honorific. Sri is an honorific. It's with respect, like Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Sri Guru Charana Padma, Kevala Bhakati Shadma, Sri Harinam Prabhu, right? Shri. Shriman Nama Prochya Narayanakyam, right? So Shri is an honorific, it's a glory. And Krishna is Krishna. And Chaitanya, in Sanskrit, the word Chaitanya, Chiti Sanyane Dhatu, means to realize, to understand, to comprehend. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Chaitanya. He came to comprehend the mood of Sri Krishna. But Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna is the great Krishna, the opulent Krishna, in the mood of that Krishna, to realize Krishna, do bhakti for Krishna, to realize the names of Krishna. He came to have darshan of Krishna. He came to hear the flute sound of Krishna. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to realize these things. But at the same time, Shri is Srimati Radharani. And Krishna is Krishna. So Radha and Krishna combined, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Radhar Krishna Nahi Anya. He came as Chaitanya to realize the love of Radharani for Krishna in Vrindavan. This is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So very beautiful name, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. So when we chant japa also, when we chant Sri Krishna Chaitanya, we should remember in that mood. And Namacharya Haridas Thakur himself, after chanting 300,000 names of Krishna all his life, every single day, he would chant 3 lakh holy names, 200 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra every single day. 200 माला हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र के, 16 माला 2 घंटे लगते हैं, तो आप सोच लीजिए उसके 12 गुना कर दें तो 24 घंटे तो नाम में. But he would chant little faster because he would also have time to do kirtan. He would also have time to have conversations, right, with Sanatana Goswami and others. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to see him. With Nityananda Prabhu, he would go door to door preaching. So he chanted a little faster. After chanting all his life, what was his final desire? What was Namacharya Haridas Thakur's final desire? He said, may the name Sri Krishna Chaitanya appear on my tongue. My dear Lord, may I leave my body with your lotus feet on my chest, with my eyes stuck looking at your moon-like face, with devotees chanting the holy name around me, and may my tongue vibrate Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. One associate of the Lord was so stunned with this name, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. He kept saying, Chaitanya, Chaitanya, Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Then the community of devotees renamed him as Chaitanya Das because he was constantly chanting the name of Sri Krishna Chaitanya. So here it is saying, Shunya Adbhuta Naam Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Each verse is so sweet, you see, so much to discuss. And Sarva Loka Hari Boli Bole Dhanya Dhanya. Everyone said, all glories, all glories. He has taken sannyas. It is so rare. In Shastra, it is described if someone dedicates their life for Krishna, then 21 generations are liberated. 21 generations. यदि अपने पूर्वज के लिए, माता पिता के लिए, अपने वंश के बड़े बड़े जो भी पितृगण रहे हैं, इनके लिए यदि हम कुछ करना चाहें तो भक्त बन जाए. This is the best thing to do. If we can become Krishna Bhakta, then Krishna Bhakti koile sarva karma krita hoy. Devarshi bhutapta nranam pitranam na kinkaram nayam ranicha rajan sarvatmana yasharanam sharanyam gato mukunda pariritya kartam. Bhagavatam describes just become a devotee of Krishna and all generations, they are liberated. Nagapatni became devotee, you see. Kaliya became liberated. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya became a devotee. Amogha became liberated. Bhaktai Bhakta Janapriya. If we really want to do good to this world, then in every family, at least one should become a nice, pure-hearted devotee. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became devotee, pure-hearted sannyasi, everyone said, oh, whole Navadvip has become liberated. Dhanya, dhanya, the whole world has become liberated. Inke charan lag gaye, oh, Bhumi Devi has become glorified by the dust of his lotus feet. We should be absorbed. We should be absorbed in bhakti. We should be absorbed. Chittam naiva nivartate kshanamapi Shri Krishna padam bhujat. Nindantu priya bandhava gurujana grinhantu munchantu va durvadam parigoshayantu manuja vamshe kalanke stuva tadrik prema dharanuraga maduna mattaya manam tume. It is described that we should at all costs remember Krishna. Nobody in our life should have so much importance that they have the right to pull our mind away from Krishna. So, Nindantu Priya Bandhava Guru Jana Grinhantu Munchantuva. Friends will change. They will not invite us when they go out together. They may all go to watch a movie. They may all go to the restaurant. They may all go to a cricket stadium. Tabi, please don't think देखो एक समय था हम सब साथ में क्रिकेट खेलते थे अभी हमें भूल गए अरे अच्छी बात है प्रभु की कृपा है इट इज ग्रेट व्हेन those who forget Krishna forget us. This is great blessing. When those who remember Krishna remember us and those who forget Krishna forget us, this is the greatest blessing possible. This is the greatest blessing possible. We don't need anything else. People will always have a problem. You don't chant Hare Krishna, somebody will say, still you're distracted. You're not getting good grades. If you get good grades, they will still have problem. ठीक है अब तो कर रहे हैं अब ये पता नहीं आगे जाकर पढ़ाई करेंगे कि नहीं करेंगे. Right? People will always have something or the other to pick on. Kulashekar Alwar has said, our decision should be one-pointed. त्यजन्तु बांधवा सर्वे निंदन्तु गुरवो जना तथापि परमानंदो गोविंदो मम जीवनम. इसको जैसे पत्थर पे रघुनाथेरो भजन जेनो पाषाणेरो रेखा, जैसे रघुनाथ दास गोस्वामी's, just like Raghunath Das Goswami's bhajan were lines on a rock, this should be golden imprint in our heart that my number one priority in this human birth is to attain the lotus feet of Krishna, nothing short of it. If something falls short, I am responsible. And for that, if people have a problem, so be it. No problem. Durvadam parighoshayantu manuja. People will spread rumors about you. No problem. Tolerate. People will say, people will talk behind our back. They will say, हाँ ऐसे तो कर रहे हैं पर ये प्रभु जी इतने भी सरल नहीं है. ये माता जी जब तो कर रही है पर जैसी लगती है वैसी है नहीं. Very good. Very good. Mother cleans our stool and urine when we were a baby with her hands. Criticizers clean our heart with their tongue. Bolo. Very good. The more people criticize us and we tolerate, our heart is getting cleansed. How do we know we are thorough riva sahishnuna? How do we know that our ability to tolerate is increasing? Only when people throw circumstances to tolerate. Wonderful. Hari bol. Hare Krishna. Sukhe thako, dukhe tako, bol Hari bol. Wherever you take the cow will only give milk. The cow will not think कि देखो अब ये प्रेम नहीं करते हमसे, इनको केवल पानी देंगे. नहीं, गाय कभी नहीं सोचती ऐसी कि इनको पानी दे. गाय तो यही सोचेगी कोई भी क्यों ना हो मैं दूध ही दूंगी. दिस इज अ वैष्णव. Vaishnav doesn't change his behavior on the basis of how people are treating him or her. Mango fruit will only give mango. Mango tree will give mango. Mango fruit will only give pulp. Even if the students who are getting that mango are throwing stone, still the mango is only offering pulp. We don't care. We don't care. दुखिया को न सताइए दुखिया देगा रोए और दुखिया के जब मुखिया देखे तेरी गति का होए. So we don't worry. We don't have to worry. So grinantu munjantuva durvadam parighoshayantu manuja vamshe kalanke stuva. Family relatives will say जब से ये कृष्ण कृष्ण करने लगा है अभी प्रसाद नहीं पाता. शादी में भी आता है तो बस चलता रहता है, कहता है कि इसमें प्याज है, इसमें ये है, उसमें कोई बात नहीं है। अब ऐसे एलर्जी हो जाए शरीर में तो हम क्या करेंगे? यदि किन्हीं को शरीर का रोग हो तो क्या करेगा? इफ somebody seriously has allergy or disease in the body, what will they do? They'll have do's and don'ts. We are not here to please. We are not here to please. There are some rules which are strict rules. There are some rules which are soft rules. Time, place, circumstance, we can manage. We don't have to be fanatical. We are not here to be fanatical. We are not here to be completely liberal. We have to use our intelligence, time, place, circumstance with spiritual maturity and experience. If Krishna consciousness is our focus, and that's what we want to do, somebody glorifies Gaur Haribol, somebody criticizes Gaur Haribol, doesn't matter. Either or doesn't matter. So here, when Mahaprabhu takes sannyas, everybody is glorifying. Look, he walked out of a home where his wife was so beautiful and young, and mother was so devotional and old. Who could do this? Not that this is recommended. Please, those who are listening on the call, please don't take sannyas and run away from home. And you and I, we are not Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Main thing is where we are, study and work and do your duties and chant Hare Krishna, wherever, sthane sthitaha. But we are glorifying Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's sacrifice for the whole world. Everyone goes there and it is described old people, children, men, women, everybody happily departed, chanting the holy name. Everybody departed. So this shows how the Lord is all attractive. He can attract. You can see even in the pastime of Kaliya, when Krishna was trapped or encoiled in the coils of Kaliya, Shukdev Goswami describes there were infants who were carried by their mothers to go and see Krishna, who was wrapped up in the coils. And there were babies who were crawling from their house up to the banks of Yamuna to find Krishna. And there was no proper road. They were all crawling through the forest to go to find Krishna. Matajis were running in one direction. Senior citizens who could not even get up, they're also running to find Gopal. This shows he's all attractive. Krishna is attracting everyone. You see at the moment, even if it is Kali Yuga, even if it is the material world, even if there's so much garbage going on in consciousness worldwide, you see Krishna Bhakti is spreading. Krishna is attracting children, Krishna is attracting male, Krishna is attracting female, Krishna Nam, Krishna Dham, Vrindavan is attracting everyone, right? Not just those in Indian bodies. Srila Prabhupada, when he spread the holy name, everybody, everybody. पापी यदि धर्म छाड़ी दूर देशे जाए मोर सेनापति भक्त जाइवे तथाए चैतन्य मंगल. People from Germany, people from Russia, people from America and Britain and all over the place. Everyone is chanting Hare Krishna. So why is it tough to believe that all people, children, men and women, all departed chanting the holy name? That's happening even in the present moment. We see that. And here it is described that they all went to find the Lord, and even those who had criticized the Lord, they also went. They also went. Those who had different intentions, they also went. Those who had previously blasphemed the Lord, they also went to take shelter. Chaturvidham bhajante mam janasa kritinorjuna artho jitnyasu artharthi jnani cha bharatarshava. One could attain the Lord or approach the Lord with material desires, no problem. Somebody could approach the Lord like how Sudama's wife wanted, Sushila wanted that only if there could be some more wealth in our house, I could serve you properly. That was her desire. Sushila wanted to serve Sudama properly because whatever food was there, she would offer it to Sudama, and she had become half compared to Sudama's size, who himself was half or one quarter compared to everyone's size in general. Sudama was so thin and skinny, and Sushila was even more thinner. So she was thinking, I don't have enough food at home to serve my husband, who's a great devotee. I wish I get little wealth, so my service to my husband, to such a pure devotee, continues. That was her intention. So some may approach Krishna with the desire to get wealth. Some may have desire to be free from all suffering. Artho, jidnyasu, artharthi. Artharthi, somebody may need wealth, somebody are jigyasu, they want to know, curiosity about Krishna consciousness, and some are just distressed in life. They want shelter, they want help, right? So, in whatever condition of life we may be, if we attain the Lord, if we approach the Lord, Chaturvidham bhajanti mam jana sukritin Arjuna. Krishna calls all of them sukritinaha. If you approach him, whatever may be the intention, however you can touch the fire will burn. So that should be our motive. We can approach the Lord. Artha vishanna shitilascha bhita ghoreshu cha vyadhishu vartamana sankirtya narayana shabda matram vimukta dukkha sukhino bhavantu. It is quoted in Hari Bhakti Vilas and also Vishnu Sahasrana that Artha, we could be in great pain. Vishanna, we could be in great distress, lamentation. Shithilascha bhita, we could have fear in our life. Ghoreshu cha vyadhishu vartamana, we could be diseased mentally and physically. Whatever situation we may be, Sankirtya Narayana Shabdamatram, just by calling out to the Lord by His holy name, Vimukta Dukkha Sukhino Bhavantu, one will be free from all problems and one will become happy. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. 184. এই মতে বলি লোক মহানন্দে ধায় হেন নাহি জানি লোক কত পথে যায় অনন্ত অর্বুদ লোক হইল খেয় ঘাটে খেয়ারি করিতে পার পড়িল সংকটে কেহ বান্দে ভেলা কেহ ঘট ভুকে করে কেহ বা কলার গাছ ধরিয়া শান্তরে 187. কত বা হইল লোক নাহি সমুচয় যেই যেই মত পারে সেই মত পার হয় গর্ভবতী নারী চলে ঘন শ্বাস ভয় চৈতন্যের নাম করি সেহ পার হয় অন্ধ কোণ্ড লোক সব চলে সাথে সাথে চৈতন্যের নামেতে প্রশস্ত পথ দেখে সহস্র সহস্র লোক এক নায় চড়ে কত দূরে গিয়া মাত্র নৌকা ডুবি পড়ে তথাপি চিত্তে কেহ বিষাদ ন করে ভাসে সর্বলোক হরি বলে উচ্চেশ্বরে হেন সে আনন্দ জন্মি আছয় অন্তরে সর্বলোক ভাসে মহা আনন্দ সাগরে. How wonderful. We'll discuss this till 192. Speaking in this way, from 184, speaking in this way, people rushed there in great happiness. No one could understand how many different paths people were taking. Unlimited millions of people gathered at the boat landing. The boatmen fell into a dilemma about how to get everyone across. Purport by Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. The word Kheyari refers to a boatman at a boat landing. During the time of Mahaprabhu, the Saraswati or the Khadiya river entered the Ganga, where the canal known as the Vagdevi currently enters the Ganga near Nrishingapalli. At that time, the boat ghat on the Khadiya river was outside Sri Mayapur, past Suvarna Vihar, Godrum and Madhya Dweep. At that place, people from Navadweep would cross the river to go to Shantipur and Phuliya. It seems that Navadweep was quite vast at that time. Some people made rafts out of banana tree trunks. Some floated on overturned water pots. Some simply swam across while holding banana trunks. No one could tell how many people there were. People crossed in every possible way. Pregnant women breathed heavily as they walked. They also somehow crossed the river while chanting the name of Lord Chaitanya. The blind and the lame walked together. They found their path was broad and open by the influence of Lord Chaitanya's name. Thousands of people would sit in one boat. After going a short distance, the boat would capsize. Still, no one felt discouraged. They all floated in the water and loudly chanted the name of Hari. Such ecstasy appeared in their hearts that they all floated in an ocean of great ecstasy. Wow. Wow. Let's discuss this and then we'll continue. So this is the section where everyone, you can see how many hundreds and thousands and millions of people are going to search for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we may have this question, how is it that all of them fit in one dham? right? You go to Brindavan in Kartik now, and you walk through Loi Bazaar, and you can feel how many people are around. There's cycle rickshaw, there's motor rickshaw, there's cows. There's cows in the middle of the road, and thousands of people. There's loud music going on. There are shops on both ends and monkeys picking glasses. So it's quite a scene. And it's always difficult to get a little place in Brindavan for Kartik or any time now. It's getting so crowded. So now the question is, how did all of them, it's described Ananta Arbuda Loka, Arbud, Ananta Arbuda, millions, unlimited millions of people were all crossing. They were all climbing on the boat. Some of them were swimming. Some of them, it is described, they were floating on overturned water pots. Some swam across holding banana trunks. So how is this possible? This question could be asked. And we find this all the time in the pastimes of the Lord. You find Brahma Vimohan Leela, for example. You find thousands of cows stolen, thousands of boys sitting around Krishna. Thousands of them. When Brahmaji looked around, in all directions, this Vishnu Murti. How did they all fit on the banks of the Jamuna? How is that even possible? And how did Shatak Koti Gopi, millions of gopis, how did they fit on the banks of the Jamuna during the Rasa Leela? How is it that it didn't happen that they were dancing and one of the gopis just accidentally slipped into the Yamuna, and nothing like that is found? They have enough place. Ashtadala Beshtita, Ashtadale Pradhana Naika. There are so many lotus flowers in the center. Radha and Krishna are sitting, and so many petals with so many thousands of gopis. How is this even possible? You find even when Shukdev Goswami describes Krishna with his friends, he says, Krishna Vatsair Asankhyatai. He says the calves that Krishna had, Asankhyatai. They were unlimited. Yuti Krityasva Vatsakan, Charayantyorba Līlāvir, Vijahrus Tatra Tatraha. Krishna had his calves mixed with the calves of his boys, as the boys were mixing with Krishna in association, and it was unlimited. The boys, their calves were mixing with Krishna's calves were mixing with the calves of the boys. And how many did Krishna have? Asankhyatai. Krishna Vatsaihi Asankhyatai. Krishna had unlimited cows and calves. And when we were doing the Aghasur series, we even went through the section of Srila Jiva Goswami's mathematical analysis, right? So our acharyas describe, Evam Prabho Priyanam cha, Dhamnascha Samayasya cha, Avichintya Prabhavatvat Atra Kinjinna Durgatam. That in the Dham, the Lord can expand, the associates can expand, the space can expand, and the time can expand. So here in this case, you see the space is expanding. Time expands because when Krishna is dancing with the gopis, the moon doesn't move. So that Rasa Leela went on for the night of Brahma, which is not our night of 7 or 8 hours, Brahmaji's night. That's how long the Rasa Leela took place, because the moon got stuck there looking at Vrindavan Chandra, Vraja Chandra Shri Krishna. So the time can stop and expand, the dham, the place can expand, associates can expand, and Krishna, of course, can expand. You can see in the Rasa Leela also, one Krishna per gopi. Even in Brahma Vimohan Leela, Krishna is expanding as all of his associates. So this is the glory of the dham. This you can also see when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is having this non-cooperation or civil disobedience march against Chandkazi, right? Srila Prabhupada writes this was the civil disobedience movement. And it makes perfect sense because Prabhupada was a Gandhian before. So, so he's adding some flavor from there as well with the British fight of the civil disobedience movement. So there also you can see millions of devotees were marching in this protest with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu against Chandkazi. So this is possible. The Dham can expand. So when we go back home, back to Godhead also, we don't have to compete with anyone. There's no lack of resources there. There's no lack of place. There's no lack of time. We don't have to worry. We have an individual, separate, detailed, distinct relation with Krishna. We don't have to fight anybody. We don't have to envy anybody. We don't have to be greedy to stealthily steal some resources from someone. Krishna is unlimited, and he has unlimited um, thirst and hunger to accept the unlimited love of unlimited associates. Therefore, he's Ananta. And here it is described that Chaitanya Ranam, they were all chanting the name of Mahaprabhu. You can see in this section how many times. So, for example, um, text 178 says Hari Bali. They were chanting the name of Hari. 180, after 178, 180 says Anande Chalila Sabe Bale Hari Hari. They were chanting Hari Hari. Then you can find in text 188 and 189, Chaitanya Ranam. They were chanting the name of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And not to forget 178 also, where Sri Krishna Chaitanya Nam. And 191 text, it says, Bhase Sarva Loka Hari Bole Uchesware. They were chanting the name of Hari. Then in 194, you can see that Save Matra Chaturdhike Shuni Hari Dhvani. They were chanting the name of Hari. Then in 196 it says Brahmanda Sparshya Hari Bole Uchesware. So many verses. So many verses. In 199, Sarvada Shri Mukhe Hare Krishna Hare Hare. They were chanting the name of the Lord continuously. And throughout this section, we can see devotees are congregating together with other associates, going to search for the Lord and loudly chanting the name of the Lord. So this is the essence. Chaitanya Nam, Gaurangir Nam. Je Gaurangir Nam loy, tar hoy, prem udhoy. Chaitanya Nam or Gauranga Nam, very powerful. Very, very powerful. And then as they're chanting continuously in all their activities, sometimes swimming, sometimes getting onto the boat, sometimes searching, sometimes calling out, sometimes glorifying, continuous name is chanted. This teaches us that irrespective of wherever we are and whatever we are doing, Nam should go on the tongue. Very important. Hari Nam should be on the tongue. Kalyananam nidhanam, kalimalamathanam, pavanam pavananam. पाथेयम यन मुमुक्षो सपदि परपद प्राप्तये प्रोच्यमानम विश्राम स्थानमेकम कबिबर बचसाम जीवनम सज्जनानाम. It is described by the acharyas that the name of the Lord, this is a very nice description, patheyam yan mumuksho ho sapadi parapada praptaye prochyamanam. When we go on a distant travel, apart from ticket and visa and all of these things, first thing that we have to see is what are we going to eat. Let's say if you're traveling from India outside somewhere, or even in India, let's say you're taking a train travel, which is, let's say you're going from Mumbai to Mayapur by train. It's going to take 2.5 days, right? So in such a situation, when you travel, we are going to think about 2 days, what am I going to eat? Are devotees at different stations going to bring prasadam, or are we going to cook and carry with us? We are thinking. So this verse says, Patheyam yad mumukshoho, on the path of liberation, when Vaishnavas walk, their lunch box is their bead bag. And the holy name of the Lord is their constant snack. How amazing. Such a beautiful description. Next time we take a little lunch box and we try to munch in a little snack. And sometimes you see people have that tendency. कहीं कुरमुरा होता है, कहीं चिवड़ा होता है ना, कहीं popcorn, कहीं कुछ और. Constantly there's or some nuts, some almond or whatever, kaju, pista, कहीं कुछ होता है. So people are constantly putting their hand and they keep munching. So if we have that tendency or you see someone do it, we should remember that on the long journey, going back home, back to God, from this world to that world, it's going to take a long journey. Our lunchbox is our bead bag. And we put our hand into it. And one bead after another, we keep snacking. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Then we are continuously working, doing other things. Again, we put another snack. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So 193 onwards. जेना जाने संतारिते সে ও ভাসে সুখে ঈশ্বর প্রভাবে কুল পায় বিনা দুঃখে কত দিকে লোক পার হয় নাহি জানি সবে মাত্র চতুর্দিকে শুনি হরিধ্বনি এই মতো আনন্দে চলিল সব লোক পাশরিয়া ক্ষুদ্র তৃষ্ণা গৃহ ধর্ম শোক আইল সকল লোক ফুলিয়া নগরে ব্রহ্মাণ্ড স্পর্শিয়া হরি বলে উচ্চেশ্বরে শুনিয়া অপূর্ব অতি উচ্চ হরিধ্বনি বাহির হইল তবে ন্যাসী শিরোমণি. We'll discuss up to here. Let's see the English translation. Those who did not know how to swim also happily floated. By the mercy of the Lord, they reached the opposite shore without distress. 193 onwards. I do not know from how many directions people crossed the river. The name of Hari was all that was heard in the four directions. In this way, they all forgot their hunger, thirst, household duties, and lamentation as they happily traveled towards Phuliya. As they all came to Phuliya, they chanted the name of Hari so loudly that the vibration filled the entire universe. When the crest jewel of sannyasis heard the wonderful tumultuous vibration of Hari's name, he came out to greet everyone. It's so interesting. Pasharya Kshuda Trishna Griha Dharma Shok. If we want to ultimately cross over our hunger, thirst, and all forms of lamentation, we should take shelter of bhakti. We can find even Parikshit Maharaj. Yasyam vai shruyamanayam Krishne parama purushe bhaktirutpadyate pumsa shokhamoha bhayapaha. Parikshit Maharaj was sitting there for 7 days on the banks of the Ganga. No break for prasadam, lunch, or sleep, or a little cup of water. No bathroom break, nothing. Absolutely nothing. Why? Because Punyam Krishna Kathamritam. Parikshit Maharaj says, I am drinking, soaking in the nectar from your lotus lips. Vayam tu na vitripyama uttama shloka vikrame yakshanvatam rasajnanam swadu swadu pade pade vayam dhanyatama loke guropi kshatra bandhava vayam pibam hutvatta punyam krishna kathamritam. When there is nectar to the ear, when there is hari katha in the ear, there is hari katha on the tongue, it helps one overcome the desires of the heart. Automatically, the desires will change. What made the disciples of Srila Prabhupada have such a drastic change of trajectory in their life? During the counterculture in the 1960s and 70s, the hippies were just against the norms and culture of society. If this is how you're supposed to act, we will act this way. If this is how you're supposed to behave, we will behave this way. If this is how you're supposed to eat and dress, this is how we'll eat and dress. They were going against counterculture. And Prabhupada came with Bhagavatam, he came with Harinam, he came with Vigraha, he came with Hari Katha and Hari Kirtan. And that transformed. That transformed. So here it is described Kshuda, Trishna, Griha Dharma Shok. All household duties and hunger and thirst and lamentation, everything went away for them just because they were chanting Krishna's names. And Krishna Darshana Lalasa, they were walking with the desire to find Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So many wonderful lessons. When we are in darkness in the room, don't complain about the darkness. Just find the switch. Just switch on the switch, and you'll see in no time the darkness is gone. Don't complain about the night sky. Just wait for the sun to rise, and the whole sky becomes red. So don't complain about all our bad habits. Don't complain about all of our negativity. That's all the dark room. Increase Krishna consciousness. Chant more. Once time Srila Prabhupada was asked, what should we do if our material fever doesn't come down? Material fever means lust and envy and pride, etc. And Prabhupada said, just chant more. Increase your chanting. We should read more Bhagavatam. We should chant more Hare Krishna. And we should mind our business. Because this world will give us so many distractions. He said this, she said this, that is going on here, this is going on here. Don't worry. The thing that we can learn from the horse is blind yourself and keep walking. Blind yourself and keep walking. And as they were chanting the holy name from all directions, this loud vibration made Chaitanya Mahaprabhu come out. It is described, Shuniya Apurva Ati Ucha Haridhvani. Look at this verse, Apurva. अनप्रेसिडेंटेड, ऐसे पूर्व कभी कीर्तन हुआ नहीं, ऐसे अपूर्व, अनप्रेसिडेंटेड, न पूर्व इति अपूर्व, शून्य अपूर्व अति उच्च हरिध्वनि, by loudly chanting the holy name together in the association of devotees, bahir haila tabe nyasi shiromani, the crest jewel of sannyasis Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he came out. Just like wherever there is chanting, Krishna comes out, right? Mad bhakta yatra gayanti tatra tishtami narada. This is the eternal siddhanta. Eternal siddhanta. The more we chant Hare Krishna, the more the Lord appears in our life. What did Srila Prabhupada do? 10 years at Radha Damodar, or 6, 7 years at Radha Damodar, he was chanting and translating. Then at Tompkins Square Park in New York, what was Prabhupada doing? Under the Prabhupada tree, which is what it's called now by devotees in Tompkins Square Park. Even now, when you go there, there's a little announcement there, engraved in stone, which says that this is the auspicious place where His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami sat under this tree and chanted for hours every day and started a worldwide revolution movement from this place. So people, even outsiders, they come there as a place to see that, oh, this must be a great place because we see the Hare Krishnas all over and they all started from this tree. This is the Hare Krishna tree. So what did Prabhupada do? He just chanted Hare Krishna. If we chant Hare Krishna sincerely, उतना तो हमें करना होगा, जिह्वा तो हिलानी होगी. We have to move our tongue. जिह्वा से सेवा ठाकुर जी का अवश्य करना होगा. That Krishna cannot do for us. That we have to do. Little effort we have to do. Yatam tascha dhrida brataha. Little, we have to take some time out from three places where we lose time. Sleeping during the day, talking other topics with people, scrolling on the phone. These are three things. Present generation, we are suffering with these three diseases. Too much talking going on either with people or just through social media or just on phone, and just doom scrolling one reel after another, wasting time on smartphone, and third, sleeping during the day. These are three things which, I could be wrong, but these are general observations that we see. Irregular sleeping pattern and too much addiction to the smartphone. So these three things, if we can save our time and chant Hare Krishna, we'll make a lot of advancement. And the more we chant, Krishna will empower us, purify our heart, give us intelligence, give us direction. Decision-making ability will be higher. Sense control will be higher. Krishna will give us good association. Ability to tolerate will be better. Humility will rise in the heart. The ability to see good in others will rise because you're associating with Krishna. When Srila Prabhupada was asked in that very famous news interview at the news studio, why are your followers constantly chanting Hare Krishna? Srila Prabhupada said, just like when we hear the news or we hear the radio, we are associating through sound with what's happening around. Similarly, by chanting Hare Krishna, we are associating through sound to our Lord Sri Krishna. We are associating with him through sound. So we continuously chant, Srila Prabhupada said. One reporter said, Swamiji, what do you expect out of chanting Hare Krishna? Prabhupada said, we chant Hare Krishna so that we continue to chant Hare Krishna forever in love. Like Nanda and Yashoda or Gopas and Gopis, they're always calling out to Krishna, isn't it? That's out of love. But to develop that love, also we have to chant Hare Krishna. Mad bhakta yatra gayanti. Hari sada vaset tatra yatra Bhāgavata jana. Gayanti bhakti bhavena harer namayva kevalam. By chanting, Krishna appears more and more and more prominently in our life. The gopis in the rasa Līlā were searching out for Krishna. They called out through Gopi Geet and Krishna came out. Tasam avir bhut chori. By the chanting of the gopis. Same in Damodar Līlā, Mother Yashoda is churning yani yani geetani tadbala charitani cha. Dadhi nirmantane kale smaranti tanya gayata. Mother Yashoda is churning and singing the names of Krishna. And Krishna gave up his sleep and came and held Mother Yashoda. That fortune is there for all the devotees. The more we chant, Krishna comes out of his hiding, like you see here. Now the last section, from 198 onwards. Ki apurva shobha se kahile kichu noy, koti chandra heno ashi korila udoy. Sarvada Shri Mukhe Hare Krishna Hare Hare, Balite Ananda Dhara Niravadi Jhare, Chatur Dikhe Sarva Loko Dandavata Hoy, কে কার উপরে পড়ে নাহি সমুচয়, কণ্টক ভূমিতে লোক নাহি করে ভয়, আনন্দিতে সর্বলোক দণ্ডবত হয়। লোক সর্বলোক ত্রাহি ত্রাহি বলে হাত তুলি, এই মত করে গৌরচন্দ্র কুতূহলী, অনন্ত অর্বুদ লোক একত্র হইল, কি প্রান্তর কি বা গ্রাম সকল পুরিল, নানা গ্রাম হইতে লোক লাগিল আসিতে, কেহ নাহি যায় ঘরে সেই মুখ দেখিতে, হইতে লাগিল বড় লোকের গহন, ফুলিয়া পুরিল সব নগর কানন, দেখি গৌরচন্দ্রের শ্রী মুখ মনোহর, সর্বলোক পূর্ণ হইল বাহির অন্তর. What great poetry. We'll read the English now. 198. It is impossible to describe that wonderful scene. The Lord appeared as effulgent as millions of full moons, Koti Chandra. As the Lord constantly chanted the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, tears of ecstasy incessantly flowed from his eyes. Ananda Dhara Niravadi Jhare. People in all directions offered him obeisances. Who can say how many people fell on others? People did not care about the thorns on the ground as they all happily offered obeisances. Everyone raised their hands and exclaimed, "Save us, save us." Such are the wonderful pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Unlimited millions of people gathered there. All the open places in and around the town were filled with people. People began arriving from various other villages, and when they saw the face of the Lord, no one cared to return home. Huge crowds of people overflooded the town of Phuliya and filled the neighboring villages and forests. On seeing the enchanting lotus face of Gaurachandra, everyone felt internally and externally satisfied. Haribo. So wonderful. So looking at the beautiful face of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, nobody felt like going home. He was so beautiful. Golden complexion Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and such moonbeam radiance. Even in the 11th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, you can see when Arjuna is having darshan of the Vishwarup. I'll read the section there, it's very beautiful. Eleventh chapter Bhagavad Gita. Yeah, look at this. So wonderful. Text 17. किरीटिनं गदिनं चक्रिणं च तेजो राशिं सर्वतो दीप्तिमन्तं पश्यामि त्वां दुर्निरीक्षं समन्तात् दीप्तानलार्कद्युतिमप्रमेयम्. So Arjuna is having darshan of Krishna. This is chapter 11, text 17, Bhagavad Gita. He's having Vishwarup darshan. And look what he's saying. Kiritinam. The crowns are so amazing. Gadinam chakrinam cha. The club, the chakra in the hands of the Vishwarup, the Virat Roop is so amazing. Tejo Rashim Sarvato Deeptimantam. All directions are effulgent, lit up by the effulgence. And you find that so many times in this chapter. Just yesterday I was reading this and I was thinking, this is so amazing. Just if you flip few pages, you will come to the 12th verse, and there it is said, Divi Surya Sahasrasya Bhaved Yuga Paduttita Yadi Bhasadrishi Sasyad Bhasa Tasya Mahatmanaha. How is the effulgence of Bhagavan? Surya Sahasrasya. Thousands of sun, as effulgent as thousands of sun, just like we say Koti Surya Samaprabha. So Divi Surya Sahasrasya Bhaved Yuga Paduttita. All of them, if millions of suns rise at the same place, how effulgent will that be? Yadi bhasadrishi sasyat bhasa tasya mahatmana. All of them, when they manifested in one place, now back to text 17 of the 11th chapter, Tejo Rashim Sarvato Deeptimantam. The effulgence of the Lord with his crown, with his club, with his Sudarshan Chakra, with his Kaumuduki Gada, Sanchintayed Bhagavata Charanarvindam Vajrankusha Dvaja Sarorujalanjanadhyam. So Arjuna is having that darshan and Pashyami Tvam Durniriksham Samantad. He says, Durniriksham, Hey Prabhu, aapko dekhna kathin ho raha hai. You are so effulgent that it is very difficult to see. in this world just with little sun rays, and we all have shades and goggles and all of these things. Can you imagine Arjuna is on the same chariot as Krishna, and Krishna's Divi Surya Sahasrasya, millions of sun rays, and Deeptanalarka Dyutima Prameyam says, my dear Lord, it is like fire, Agni Dev, and sun, Surya Dev, both manifesting at the same time. Your effulgence is that wonderful. So you can imagine all of that power potency of Krishna with the grace and soft, delicate beauty of Radharani in one form as Mahaprabhu. Back to this verse of Chaitanya Bhagavat. Koti Chandra, when they saw the beautiful face of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and just like the moon has moonbeams and soma ras dripping from the moon, Mahaprabhu has, he's as effulgent as the sun, but his face is like the spotless moon. And the moonbeams are manifesting in the form of his smile. And the soma ras is dripping in the form of his tears as he's chanting Hare Krishna. Such a beautiful moon. And all the devotees are like the chakora birds. They're coming from all directions and falling over one another, offering obeisances to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And they're all saying, Trahi, Trahi. Anyatha sharanam nasti tvameva sharanam mama. Iti karunya bhavena raksha raksha janardhana. One should pray to the Lord, please save me. Raksha mam, he Prabhu, pahi mam. Please save me. Andasya me rita viveka mahadhanasya chaurai prabho bali barindriya namadheyai mohanda kupa kuhare vinipatitasya devesha dehi kripanasya karavalambham. Please, my dear Lord, save me, hold me by the hand, pull me out of this well. I am drowning in this world with all problems and all contamination. I am drowning from one life to another. My dear Lord, please save me. In this way we should pray. And it is described, devotees were crying, chanting, Mahaprabhu is crying, chanting, and their eyes are meeting. And Dekhi Gaura Chandrer Shri Mukha Manohar, just by having darshan of Mahaprabhu, Sarva Loka Purna Vaila Bahira Antar. All their desires, outward and inward, are fulfilled just by having darshan of Mahaprabhu. Surely enough, Krishna, he is the fulfillment of all of our senses. Darshanam no didrikshunam dehi bhagavatarchitam rupam priyatamam swanam sarvendriya gunanjanam. Having darshan of Krishna, it soothes the heart. It soothes the eyes. Shri Krishna Chandra Shishiri Kuru Lochanam me. Our eyes are burning with the fire of lust in this world. And when we have darshan of Krishna, Shishiri Kuru, it's like winter breeze into the eyes. Lochanam me. So in this way, Krishna is the one-stop solution for all problems. Developing love for him, chanting his names, reading about him, singing about him, speaking about him, associating with those who love him, and living for him, and leaving for him, leaving this world for him. This should be our modus operandi. This should be our one-pointed solution. हमें ना कुछ और दिखाई पड़ता है, ना कोई देखने की इच्छा है, ऐसे हृदय में एक भाव आ जाए. We should have this one-pointed determination. The highest priority in our list of life is somehow, I don't want to waste this human body. I don't want to waste time. I don't want to waste opportunity. Today, there is vocal ability, there's visual ability, there's ability to hear and smell and digest and sit and stand and walk. Let's use all of that for Krishna. Let's not get old and have repentance that I wasted a lot of my time in my youth. There is no joy in this world. Those who have gone that path have gotten frustrated and come back. And on this side, those who have gone on the path of Krishna have never returned. Those who have gone on this path of sense enjoyment, they have gone very far and all of them have returned. Yahan bhaiya kuch nahi hai, mat jao. They are making announcements. And those who have gone on the path of Krishna Bhakti, they return. Please come. This is where the joy is. Please come. They come back as acharyas to preach in this world. Gaura Premanande, Hari 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 Bol, Vancha Kalpatrubhyascha, Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha.